Okay, The Crow. It was the goth movie of the 90s. We all loved it, but if you showed up into the club with crow makeup on, yeah, we were judging you. Was it iconic? Was it cringe? Was it both? Let's talk a little bit more about The Crow and the soundtrack with it. The Crow came out in 1994 and it kind of hit the goth scene like a bat signal. But it was definitely something that, of course, older goths always, the ones who don't call themselves goth, who would be like, what is that term? I've never heard that. Yeah, we were like, well, I mean, I'll watch it. It was dark, it was moody, it was a romantic tragedy, it was full of violence, perfect for goth teens. And Brandon Lee's tragic death on the set of the movie added a complete mythos to the movie and skyrocketed Brandon into this iconic character. The aesthetic of the movie was all leather, rain, and vengeance. Now, I don't know if it's a universal thing, but where I grew up, if you showed up in full crow paint face on, we kind of rolled our eyes. Because dressing up as a character at a goth club really wasn't cool. It's kind of like prototype to LARPing before LARPing became actually embraced as cool again. My bestie and I would go see Rocky Horror on Saturday nights before we were 21 because back then there were some 18 and over clubs, but sometimes on a Saturday night, Rocky Horror was all you could do, especially if you wanted to dress up somewhere. And I remember going to one Rocky Horror in the 90s when the movie was current and there was some guy wearing crow makeup and a trench coat walking around all in character, all like this. And I remember we were just like, who thinks this is cool? And I honestly never saw anyone in an actual goth club in crow makeup because although we kind of all had a similar look, we do value originality within the goth scene, not exactly direct cosplay. So did anyone actually wear crow makeup to a goth club? Have you ever actually seen it before? Drop a comment and let me know if you have, because I need to know. So although we acknowledge Brandon Lee as having died during the filming of this movie, would have not having this tragic ending really helped the movie? Would it have helped his career? Hot take, is Brandon Lee really that great of an actor? Let's talk a little bit about that. He looked great in crow makeup, Bruce Lee's son, iconic, but his career really wasn't doing all that great. And his performance in The Crow, it's perfect for the role, but do you think if he had lived, would have it skyrocketed his career? Or did the death of this actor really help create the mythos and the excitement behind Brandon Lee? Was it the legend of his death that really cemented his performance for that movie? Now, no matter what you think about the movie itself, the soundtrack of The Crow is where it absolutely delivers. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this is probably one of the most influential 90s goth compilation albums there are. It wasn't just a soundtrack, it was sort of like a goth mixtape of like the feel of the 90s. And if you were in the scene back then, you definitely had a copy of this and you wore out that Cure song. So I also wanted to take a moment to go over my top picks of the best songs on that album. Of course, for anyone in my world, the top 3 tracks are going to be Thrill Kill Kult, 9 Inch Nails, The Cure. Yes, there's some other good tracks on that album, but when I think of this album, those are the 3 quintessential bands, the 3 quintessential songs that define that album for me. And I'll say that Stone Temple Pilots really had one of their most tolerable songs on that album. And Machines of Love and Grace definitely captured the feel of the 90s with their song that's on that album. And if you were into female-fronted bands, the Medicine song Time Baby 3 was also a really cool song on that album. The most interesting thing about that is Elizabeth Fraser from the Cocteau Twins actually sang on that version of that album for Medicine. So the singer on that is actually the singer from the Cocteau Twins, which is an influential goth band. So it kind of like even more incorporates that feeling into that album. Although I feel a little bad for the original singer who got booted for the actual soundtrack version of this song. But yes, if I had to rank, and now that we know what my top 3 are, can I actually rank those 3? If I do, I'm gonna go like this. Thrill Kill Kult for number 3 because it's fun, it's sleazy, and it's all kind of erratic and crazy. Number 2, I'm gonna give to 9 Inch Nails, which is one of my favorite bands in the world. And this Joy Division cover is incredible. But when it comes to it, I must say, number 1, The Cure, Burn, because it's good on the dance floor. It'll make you cry, it'll make you happy. You know how The Cure does it, so let me know if you would order those any differently, but I'm pretty sure The Cure is going to have to be the top. You want someone else other than The Cure to win every once in a while, but sometimes it's just impossible to beat them. Special thanks to all the other bands on there that I didn't mention. There are a lot of good songs on there, and then there's that Jane Searberry whatever song at the end that's just such a throwaway. It comes on at the end of the movie too, and you're just like, oh. Does anyone else feel that way about that song? So that whole legacy actually inspired our Bones and Black founder Sean's art piece of The Crow. As you know, here at Bones and Black, we are artists and we are brand creators. And this piece particularly reflects that push and pull between the icon and the individual, the myth and the man. It features a color photo of the man himself in bright halftones, and then it's ripped together with a black and white image of him with crow makeup, with the vaguely visible words from the script written across that. It connects the man to his last work. And finally, there's a strategically placed circles of black and white halftone images from the film in high gloss, kind of mimicking the rainy atmosphere as well as the glamour and glitz of the actual movie. And you can see the images underneath and the heavy tone that it all represents. This piece isn't just about fandom, it's kind of about how we build identity from fragments. The Crow gave us music, it gave us mood, and it also gave us a 90s blueprint of goth, but also a cautionary tale about cosplay at a club. So what did this movie mean to you? Were you a part of the era when it came out? Did you watch it later on down the line? How does this film fit into your goth story? And again, drop a comment if you've seen people in crow makeup at goth clubs, and if this is okay now. Tell me your favorite song off of the soundtrack. And if you've ever attempted crow makeup yourself, it's okay, no shame here. And if you want to see more pieces like this, check out Bones and Black and Cult 33. And please subscribe if you want to see more entertainment like this, and I will see you on the dance floor. Bye. You know